Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of Toy Collector Review with me, Sergeant Geek. And we have another Transformer for you guys here. Just got him in the mail. This is a third-party Transformer, but he looks really cool. I wasn't expecting what I got when I got it in the mail for the price I paid, but I am really pleased with this action figure from Transformers. This third-party company really did a good job. So let's go ahead and check him out. Alright guys, so here he is from Netflix TV show War for Cybertron Trilogy. This here is SideSwipe. Alright, now this figure is not going to have any Autobot decals on it, as it is a third-party company that made him. So he's basically a KO figure, but he is a really cool figure. So let's go ahead, let's look at some of the details and let's look at the articulation. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at some of the details on this figure. As you can see with the head sculpt, they did a really good job on this head sculpt. It's really nice, really detailed. I just love the silver in there. As you can see the chest, he has some Cybertronian writing there. And one thing with this one is his chest plate is metal. You can see the body right there, some really good silver paint detailing. Now my camera lights are pretty bright, but if you have this SideSwipe figure originally from Hasbro, it's identical. All the detail is there. It's really cool. It's really awesome. And I'm going to show you the thing that made this one different than the other ones. As you can see, he's got some ports on the arm just like the original. Everything, they copied this figure down identical, which is really cool. And I don't know if you guys realized it yet, the difference between the original and this KO, but we're gonna take a look at it here in a minute. But right now, let's take a look at some articulation. Now his head is not on a ball joint, it's actually screwed down, so he can only go left to right. He can't look up, he can't tilt his head. That's one flaw. Now his arms do go out 90 degrees. He can rotate 360 degrees. And as you can see in the bicep muscle, he does have rotation. He does bend at 90 degrees. Now no wrist rotation, but you can turn it in due to transformation. Hip, he does have rotation at the hips. He does have a little rotation right there at the leg, at the hip joint. He can't go all the way out 90 degrees. Now his leg can go all the way back, and he can go all the way forward. And at the knee, he can do 90 degrees complete, which is pretty cool right there. Now, as you can see, he does got a little bit of up and down at the toes, and he's got a little bit of pivot one way. He can't pivot the other way, but he can pivot to that side. All in all, once again, this is a really cool figure. I actually like it. But let's go ahead and let's do some comparisons. Alright, so let's go ahead and do some comparisons. Now, I don't have many figures to his scale, so I'm going to be relying on some of my G1s and one that I recently got that was my favorite. So let's start it off right here. Alright, here he is with G1 Jetfire. Now, if you haven't already guessed, SideSwipe is a lot larger than the original War for Cybertron's version of SideSwipe that Hasbro released. He's not as tall as Jetfire, but he's a lot closer than Hasbro's version. But let's go ahead and let's compare him to some other Transformers on my shelf. Alright, and here he is with G1 Ultra Magnus. Once again, not as tall as Ultra Magnus, but pretty dang on tall. Alright, now here he is with one of my new favorite Transformers, Ectotron. Now as you can see, they're almost the same exact height. I think Ectotron's got a little bit more on him, but he is really close. Alright guys, so we've seen him in robot mode. Let's go ahead, transform him, and check out his vehicle mode.
The Transformers will return after these messages.
Look, it's Predator King!
Me, Grimlock, think we in big trouble!
Not to worry, here comes Skylink!
Transformers, more than meets the eye.
Meet Skylinks. This ferocious motorized Autobot triple changes from space shuttle to bird and lynx, and then combines to form Skylinks.
Predaking's attacking! Skylinks will stop him!
The Transformers, batteries not included, from Hasbro. We now return to the Transformers.
Now, since I don't have the Hasbro SideSwipe, but I do have their deep cover, that's what I'm comparing his features to. So let's take a quick look at him. And as you can see, he is identical to those vehicles right there, to those figures. As you can see, he's a nice bright red. I don't know if it comes off on the camera, but he's a great color red. You can see the Cybertronian logos right there in the front, the writing. Now you can see his rims. I wish they actually would have painted the rims silver like the figures from Hasbro, but it's nevertheless, it's not a deal breaker. They did paint the lights, which is pretty cool. He does transform very well, and his transformation is identical to deep covers. Now as you can see here on this side, he's got a little bit of silver. Here's from the top. Here's what he looks at from the bottom. He's a very good figure for a third-party company. But let's go ahead and let's do some comparisons. Alright, since he's in his vehicle mode, let's go ahead and let's start the comparisons. Alright, so once again, here he is with Jetfire. And here he is with G1 Ultra Magnus. And trust me, there's no way you can get him to fit on the back of that trailer. And here he is with my favorite Ectotron. Now he is definitely a lot bigger in scale when it comes to the vehicle modes. And just for size comparison, here he is with deep cover. Now as you can see, deep cover is a lot smaller. There he's almost a full tire length shorter. And when you stand them up on their backs, he is definitely a hood shorter than SideSwipe. And as you can see, deep cover's lights are red, SideSwipe's is orange. Once again, if they would have painted the rims, it would have looked so much better, but they didn't do it. But other than that, this is a really cool figure, and surprisingly, with the metal hood, I only paid 16 bucks for him. For deep cover, I went to Walmart and I paid $21 for him. This figure was actually cheaper. It's larger and it's identical. So it's really cool. Here's his weapons. He comes with the same weapons as SideSwipe, First Aid, deep cover. They're just very large because I guess when they built this figure, they didn't actually make 5mm ports. They just made the ports to size with the figure. So the weapon ports are a lot larger. So he can't be compatible with any of the Hasbro weapons. But his weapons can actually go on there just like deep cover and all the rest of them, how their weapons go on. But you can't put their weapons on him. See, if I take off his weapons and try to put on deep cover's weapons onto him, they just don't fit. Which means they probably took one of the figures and just blew it all up, which is still pretty cool. Like I said, I still like the figure, and there's no way that SideSwipe's weapons will fit onto my deep cover. Just way too big. But once again, like I said, for a third-party figure, it's really cool. It's a really nice KO. I like it. I'm still gonna get the original SideSwipe, but this is cool to have on my shelf.
The Transformers will return after these messages.
His spaceship destroyed by Decepticon fire. Springer, the toughest of the Autobot triple changers, crash lands on planet Junkion.
Hurry, hurry! Operators are standing by! No welcome way to hit a stranger! The Transformers for the beast.
Junkion Wrecker transforms from motorcycle to robot. And triple changer Springer transforms from car to helicopter to robot.
The Transformers
The Transformers, each sold separately from Hasbro. We now return to the Transformers.
Hey Huffer, did you hear about the new commander coming in today?
Yeah, I heard about him. I heard he's big, and he's really fast.
You know, D Cover's not gonna like this.
Shh, keep it down, here he comes.
Hey,
Oh,
DC over here.
I'm gonna get BumbleBee for this. What do you guys want?
Have you seen the new commander anywhere?
We're getting a new commander today? That's just great.
Yeah, and I hear he's faster than you, DC.
What? 1, stop calling me DC. And 2, nobody's faster than me. I don't care who he thinks he is. I'm the fastest Autobot on this planet. He's behind me.
I gotta go. I hear Ratchet calling.
What's with that?
I've been looking for you.
My name is Deep Cover.
I need to ask you something.
Jeez,
No,
would
wait,
you look at the
stop.
time? I gotta go.
Just want to know where the bathroom is.
Alright guys, so that wraps up another video right there. Once again, if you haven't done so already, smash that like button, hit the subscribe button so you can become a member of this channel, hit the bell notification so you guys can be notified every time I put out a new video. I try to put out at least 2 a week. Once again, if you want to see anything in particular, leave me a comment in the comment section below. And guys, share this video with everyone as possible. Put it on your Facebook, put it on Twitter. Let's get these videos out there, especially if you guys are Transformer fans like me. Once again, this is Sergeant Geek, and I'm signing off.